Okay, this is the cell I'm going to put in the Beetle. It's 4 distinct cells with a positive and a positive, negative, negative, negative. So that makes this 1 cell, 2, 3, and 4. Positive in the middle, positive in the middle. This cell's running about 13 volts and about 13 amps. It's a good round number. The cell I'm going to wire into the Beetle to where it can actually be 1 cell on, 2, 3, 4 at a time. I can adjust it for 3 cell operation. I can in other words basically dial my amps down. As you can see, I'm running 13.7 or 14 amps at times, all 4 cells at the same time on this Dodge Intrepid alternator. So this should run in the Beetle 30 amp generator as long as I can switch off cells. So I can run this as aggressive or as mild as I want. I can run only 1 cell, which would be 1/4 the amp, so I can run it all the way turned up, all 13 amps, depending on what the temperature and draw is. So this is what I intend to use on the Beetle, and that should be perfect. This has been making it did one volume test, 0.7 liter when it was at 12.5 amps. So that's a pretty good reference point. And so for a little engine like the Beetle, this should work just fine. That's all for now. Just a little extra to show that here my amps are the same, 13, 14, 13.7, 6. And the volts still running about 13. But the cell itself, you can see the aggressive nature of the cell. As it gets warmer, you can see the water drawing downward is actually dancing that bubble. If you could see that in the video, the bubbles dancing as the water passing down to the bottom of the cell. The vacuuming effect of the bubbles coming out the top through this T, which increases in size. I use this T because the volume opens to a bigger chamber, so it causes a bigger suction upward. It's literally vacuuming out the cell, causing water to be drawn in. If you watch carefully the bottom hoses, you'll see a bubble go up into there every now and then. And sometimes little bubbles will get drawn downward in this hose going to the bottom of the cell. There's good flow. If you can see the volume, you can actually see the fine bubbles being drawn downward into the cell. I hope you can see it in this. But I'm real proud of how well this cell vacuums itself. On 1 liter of water, you can run it very aggressive. Even 30 amps, it take a long time to get warmed up. So I'm thinking that this is a perfect design. That's all I wanted to show is the bubble production, the volume of bubbles being made by this cell. Wish there was a way to show it off better. I don't have a good camera. Maybe illuminate that a little better. Hopefully you can see the bubble production, and then to see the bubble dancing at the bottom of that downhill tube drawing water downward. You can see the bubble dancing in there. It'll eventually suck that bubble down and around and clear it out. And this is the volume going up. Works much like an aquarium under gravel filter. That's all. One last little video snippet to show. This warmed up to about 75 degrees. It's putting out 0.95 liter, but the amps have gone up. It was at 15.5 amps. Same 13 volts, same car. Excuse all the plants. We've had some freezing weather, which is unusual for East Texas, so I had brought them in, and with the car here, I can't roll them back out. Anyway, the production, as you can see by my little sippy cup, is nothing to scoff at. It's doing real good. That, a while ago, 0.95 liter a minute. I'd say it may have even increased as it's warming up. If this giver gets up to 90 degrees, I don't know how efficiency will be affected. It may not be any more efficient, but it'll go past the liter a minute for sure. This is the cell I plan to install on the VW Beetle, 30 amp generator, but the cell will, 4-section cell, I'm going to wire it in with 3 relays and 4 positions on the switch, and I'll be able to run 1 cell, 2 cells, 3 cells, or all 4 cells at the same time. So even though I haven't got enough electrical power, I'll be able to run the cell as aggressively as I safely feel possible from controls inside the car. And that way I'll be able to get the peak mileage without overburdening the electrical system. So right now 15 amps, let's say it goes up as high as 20 amps, really warmed up. 1/4 of that, 5 amps, perfect for the Beetle in any condition. I have a throttle switch that shuts it off at idle, so the system won't run at idle, so the little old generator won't have to worry about running the battery down if I have lots of traffic. So perfect system. I'm going to try this out. And as you can see, good bubble production. You can see the bubble dancing on this feed tube. This is the water being drawn down to the bottom of the cell as these bubbles vacuum out the cell coming upward. This right here is the best design I've ever made. I'm looking forward to hooking it up. I've already got my relays and switches wired up. I lost a lot of connectors that I need to find right now and solder my connections. I'm going to put it together with 10 gauge wire so that everything will have no resistance. We'll see how well it works. More later.